How you doing? David Taub here, co-creator of NextLevelGuitar.com. Hope all is going well, and I hope your guitar journeys are going famously. And I received an email recently where a student wrote in and said, hey, can you just do a lesson on some very simple, easy blues licks that anyone can play? Sure, let's do it. Why not, right? So what I have for you today is a lesson on some easy blues licks. I'll show you the scales I'm pulling them from and how I'm building the licks, because you just don't want to learn licks. You want to learn from the lick, right? How to vary it, right? How to turn one lick into 5 licks and how to apply it. So we're going to apply it over a jam track, and I'll tell you how you can get the jam track for free too. So let's start right up. We're going to be in the key of A minor, which is nice, right in the middle of the fretboard. And the jam track we're going to be using is just a simple 1-4-5 minor key blues. So we're in the key of A minor. The chords in the track are just an A minor 7th to a D minor 7th. To an E minor 7th. Then the turnaround is on E7 sharp 9. Right? You always want to know the chords that you're playing over, because it's really the chords that give you the full roadmap to what you can use solo and improvisation wise. Okay, we're in the key of A minor, so instantly you know you can use A minor, pentatonic, and blues scales. That will work over all the chords. They relate to all. We're going to be concentrating on what relates to all today. So no matter what chord is being played, we're going to use the same set of scales. A minor, pentatonic, and blues. You could also use A natural minor or Aeolian mode, A pure minor. That works great over this track too. Maybe we'll do another lesson on that in the future. But for this one, simple blues licks, A minor, pentatonic, and blues. Let me show you a couple places where you can play that. Again, we'll keep it simple. You probably know your box shape with off of the 5th fret, low E string, A root note, right? That's your simple A blues scale. Okay, now you also want to learn this expanded blues scale. We're going to grab the shape behind it and in front of it, and that's where we're going to build our licks from. And in case you don't know it, the what I call the expanded 1 minor, pentatonic, and blues scale is this: in the key of A minor, okay, so you want to get those scales under your fingers, especially that expanded one. That gives you a real liquidy sound because you're moving across. That combines 3 box shapes, right? It's super useful. And if you get a second, please subscribe to the channel. Click that subscribe button. That really helps us to keep the content coming, right? Leave a comment in the comment box below. Let us know how you liked the lesson. Let us know what other lessons you'd like to see. And maybe if you like the video, click the like button, give it a thumbs up. It really helps us and we greatly appreciate it. So I'm going to show you some simple, easy blues rock licks that anyone can play. And I'm also going to show you how to connect them together. And we'll apply them over the jam track, as you heard me playing in the intro and you'll hear me playing in the outro of these licks, right? Because you want to use jam tracks as application. It really helps to have that rhythm behind you and so you can hear what you're doing in a musical context, okay? So the first lick is going to be this one. Okay, real bluesy. So you want to get that first finger on the high E string on the 5th fret, and then play a quick 3 notes. That's on the B string, 8, 5, 8. And then I'm sliding with my second finger from the 6th fret to the root note, A, at the 10th fret. You give it a little shake, a little vibrato. And you can cap off that lick with a little bend on the high E string on that 8th fret. Just kind of push it up about a 1/4 step, right? So here's a lick slow. There's a variation. You can go back and hit the root note a couple times. Or you can go back again after that and go back to that high E string. So you see, we're taking this bass lick and we're learning from it. We're learning to vary it. And we're turning one lick into many licks, right? Because you want to repeat your licks and vary them a little bit. And that's what adds interest to your solos, right? And we learned where that A note is. It's very important in these scales, too, to always know your root notes. And in all of my diagrams, I always diagram out the root notes with the black ovals. And our A notes in this A minor pentatonic expanded scale are 10th fret on the B string. Then you have the A here. 7th fret on the D string. And our root note, of course, our root note on the low E string, 5th fret low E string. You're going to be kind of revolving around those A notes and resolving to them a lot. Let's do another one. I believe you heard me play this one in the intro. All right, and that's kind of a cool blues lick. And what I did there was I just chromatically descended down the scale. On the B string, 10 to 8, and then I took the blue note, chromatic down from 9, 8, 7 on the G to 5 with a little bend on that 5th fret G string, and I landed on my root note, 7th fret D string. You can even go back to that G string if you want. So you get this. You do the variations like you did on the other lick, right? That's kind of a cool lick. Now, you can easily connect both of them together. I'll do it slow. Right? So now we're kind of phrasing our ideas together, and we're not just learning like a pocket full of licks, but we're learning, you know, how to vary it. We're learning how to resolve it to the root. We're learning how to connect it and phrase it to another lick within this expanded scale. So we're not just stuck in one position. Now we're kind of sliding and moving around the neck, right? Let's continue that. You can play the same lick on these lower strings. And that's kind of cool. What I'm doing here is, again, it's pretty much just an octave lower, 7 to 5 on the D, and then chromatically hitting our blue note, 7, 6, 5 on the A. 3, 3rd fret on the A string, that's our C note that we could bend. And we're bending that note here. We bent it up here, right? So if you put those two together, if you want to put a little tag on the end of it, I'm just going between 5th, 3rd fret on the low E. You can even palm mute it, get a little different variance in sound. Right? Let's connect all three of them together. Right? So look at this. We're moving from here all the way down, and you're covering a good chunk of the neck in fluid, and it sounds great over the track. And if you want to get this jam track, I'll tell you what, I'll send it to you for free because it's so important. Jam tracks are an invaluable tool so you can practice in a musical context, right? Just click on that link below in the YouTube description box and I'll send you my jam track coach for free. 6 jam tracks, including the one I'm using in this lesson, this one and 5 more, and 2 ebooks. And in the ebooks, I diagram out all the scale shapes so you can see them all on paper. And also, another ebook has all kinds of soloing strategies for minor and major key, right? And other lessons in it that'll really help get your playing to the next level. And I'll send all that to you for free. Just click on that link below. Let's do one more kind of easy blues lick that anybody can play. How about something like this? Okay, so you could hear pieces of our other lick commingled in, but what I'm doing here, kind of sliding into this double stop. That's a very cool, all double stop is 2 notes played at the same time. So I'm sliding up to this 9th fret on the G string. And then I put my first finger on the 8th fret on the B string. And I don't do this. I want the notes to bleed into each other. So as I'm holding that note on the G, I'm striking the B and then striking the G again. And you hear those overtones of that little double step. And then, so I go back to the G string. And I do a little hammer-on from the 8th to the 10th fret. Remember that 10th fret on the B string? That's our root note, A. Then you can do our little bend here on that C note, 8th fret, high E. Back to our root, right? That's kind of cool because you can kind of hold that out. You can go a half step below and kind of slide into it. You can play that lick into the lick before it. And I get a lot of questions on gear, so I like to go over the gear I'm using in these videos. And when I'm filming video, I like to keep it really simple. All I'm using here is, this is a mid-1990s Gibson Les Paul Standard. I think it's a 96. And 95 or 96. And it's a limited edition model, so it has a couple of cool features like these crown inlays, which you don't see a lot on standards and customs. And also has the tri-burst finish, which you don't see a lot on standards and customs. So it's kind of an interesting guitar. And I have that plugged into a matchless, when I'm jamming over the track, I have it plugged into a matchless Independence. That's a 3-channel amp. I'm on channel 3. And in front of the amp, I actually have a Friedman BE pedal, BEOD pedal. And that's just to push the amp a little bit. So I'm going from the guitar into the Friedman pedal, into the overdrive pedal, and then from there into the front of the amp, right? And that's it. And then the amp has a little built-in reverb, so I just have a splash of reverb. Have fun with them, right? Get that jam track. Make sure you click on that link below, and I'll send you 6 jam tracks and 2 ebooks for free. And in the ebooks, you'll see the rest of, you'll see the second expanded scale and all the minor pentatonic and blues scales and a lot more scales diagrammed out. It's a great resource. Be sure and subscribe to the channel. I'm David Tao. NextLevelGuitar.com is the website. Check it out. All genres of music, all levels of player. Great stuff there. Hey, stay tuned for more great lessons and content. Keep your ideas coming. Thank you for sending in the idea on simple blues licks over a track. Let's get some more ideas flowing. Put a comment in that YouTube description box below, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Take care and rock on.